What do you think, Nugget? You ready to make another video? I think your adoring audience has missed you. Ah, don't mess up the mustache. What are you doing? Hi, and welcome to the Caterpillar Cross Stitch YouTube channel. My name's Ford from Son of a Stitch. I'm joined by my supervisor, Nugget the Parakeet, and this week we're going to share with you 2 simple techniques for making your stitches look tidier. Here at Caterpillar Cross Stitch, we are all about cross stitch, and we upload helpful videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of that stitchy goodness. And if you enjoy the content of today's video, make sure you give the video a like and leave me a comment down below so that I know I should make more content like it. The first technique we're going to talk about is something that you might have heard of before. It's called railroading. Simply put, it's a way to keep the strands of your stitches laying parallel to one another so you get more consistent texture and coverage to the stitches. It's very simple to do once you've been shown how, so let me demonstrate it for you. Now, if you watched my video last week on French knots, then this piece of Ada probably looks pretty familiar to you. I highly recommend you go and watch it if you struggle with French knots, because my method is foolproof. But the technique we're learning today, railroading, is so much easier than that. Really, all you're doing to railroad is you take your needle and you put it between the strands of your floss before you stitch. That way, as you're pulling the floss down, it's separating the strands right up until the very end. And that makes sure that they lay flat and that they are parallel to one another. This also reduces the frequency with which the floss will get tangled, and can save you a lot of headache on that front as well, because it also reduces the amount of twisting that the floss does, because the strands won't drag against each other. And that's really all there is to it. And don't forget to join our VIP Stitch Club. You'll get 10% off your first order, you'll get a free ebook with 8 digital cross-stitch patterns in it, and you'll get a download of our top 10 stitching tips. So make sure you hit that link in the description to get all of those great perks. Now, opinions are a little bit divided as to how big of a difference railroading actually makes, but personally, after I'd been doing it for a while, it became second nature and didn't take me any extra time. So while the benefits are only marginal, it's worth it to me. Now, the Caterpillar Cross Stitch YouTube channel is obviously a great place to learn about stitching, and one which Nugget and I are obviously biased in favor of, but there are a couple of other great venues that I might recommend to you. One would be the Caterpillar Cross Stitch Facebook group. There's tens of thousands of members and hundreds of thousands of years of combined experience. So if you have a question or want pointers, it's a great place to go to be with like-minded individuals. And I also suggest following the Instagram. The Caterpillar Cross Stitch Instagram is a great place that discussions that happen, and you can see a lot of excellent project ideas and learn a lot there as well. So definitely give that a follow too. Now, the other technique I want to talk to you about today is not something that I've heard other people talk about, so I don't know if it has a name. I call it the one-stroke method. And for me, it helps me maintain a consistent tension on my stitches so that they don't bubble up after I complete each one. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, I started doing this method mostly just because I had injured my shoulder one time, and I wanted to reduce the amount of work that I was doing with each stitch. But I discovered that it actually helped me keep my stitches a little bit tidier. It's basically, each time I complete a stitch, rather than pulling all the floss all the way through every time, I only pull the floss up. I only pull it through as far as I need to in order to be able to turn my needle around. And then I pull the floss all the way through with it visible like this. This also makes it so that if I get a snag or a tangle while I'm pulling it through, I'll be able to see it, so I don't wind up with big gobs of floss on the back of the project like it used to happen to me sometimes. And this, because I've got half of a stitch already on it when I pull it tight, that keeps the tension on the stitch that I just completed so that it doesn't come loose. So for me, it helps maintain a more consistent tension, and it makes my stitches look better. Now, there are a few other slightly more complex techniques that people use in order to help get nice, steady, even stitches, but I think those are going to have to be saved for a second video. So unless you have anything else to add today, Nugget? For Caterpillar Cross Stitch, I'm Ford. I'll see you next time.